Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Waqar Hussain and I represent W Trainings. Today I will be sharing with you people an interesting story of a man who is jobless. So let's begin. There was a jobless man who applied for a position of an office boy. The HR manager interviewed the man and gave him tests to clean the floor. The man passed that test with flying colors. The HR manager then asked him to write an email address so that he can send him the employment application form and other details. The man replied, I do not have an email address. The HR manager said, if you do not have an email address, that means you do not exist, and we cannot hire a person who does not exist. The man came out of the office and he was quite disappointed. He had $10 in his pocket. He came up with an idea. He went to the supermarket and bought a crate of tomatoes. He then went door to door to sell those tomatoes. And he sold all those tomatoes within an hour and doubled the money. He repeated the same thing 3 times. Each day he started earlier and finished later. And each day he tripled his money. He came back home with $80 in hand. Eventually he bought a cart, then truck, and then he had his own fleet of delivery vehicles. After 5 years, he was running one of the biggest retailers in the town. He then decided to plan for his family's future. He decided to purchase an insurance policy. He called an insurance broker and chose a protection plan. The insurance broker then asked this man to give him the email address so that he can send him the details of insurance policy. And again the man replied, I do not have an email address. And the insurance broker was astonished. He said, you do not have an email address and you have succeeded in building an empire. Imagine what you could have been if you had an email address. The man thought for a while and said, an office boy. So let's talk about the moral of the story. If you have just lost your job in the recent pandemic, or you just have failed an interview, don't lose hope. Just be optimistic and be positive. The good things are coming your way. There are special things that have been reserved for you by the God. And that's not something which I'm saying. That's God's promise. If He closes one door, He opens 10 others. Just be positive, hopeful, and optimistic. Thank you.